$15 offers, they drive me crazy. But why? If it's your first time on the channel, my name is Ryan. I'm a full-time reseller on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Depop. In today's video, I want to talk about the $15 offer. I don't know about anyone else, but I get a lot of $15 offers on prices kind of all over the board. So I kind of wanted to look into it. If you've been selling on eBay, Poshmark, Depop, any amount of time, I'm sure you have gotten the $15 offer. I get it all the time. It doesn't matter if the item is $20, $25, even $30. I get the $15 offer. And it's been driving me crazy. I don't understand why people always they'll send a $15 offer. If I have it listed even for $22, it's a $15 offer. And I don't get it. So I decided, let's ask ChatGPT and just see if it kind of makes sense. So I could cut up this video and, make it a little bit more professional looking, but I'm just going to read it straight off my phone just for fun. Why not? So this is what ChatGPT had to say to me, which obviously it knows I'm a reseller. This is actually a well-known buyer behavior on eBay and has less to do with your pricing than you might think. The $15 offer has become a psychological default offer. And I'm kind of like, why is it a default offer? That's where I'm like, okay. For a lot of buyers, here's the biggest reasons. Number one, round numbers are easy. How is $20 not easy? $20, just pay the $20, not $15 offer. Buyers don't sit there and calculate 18% or 23% off. They simply think $20 item, offer 15. $25 offer, or $25 item, $15 offer. $30 item, offer $15. There's a nice round number that feels like a deal. A $15 offer does not seem like a deal. Maybe they go in fives. I have noticed that. Sometimes I do see it in fives. Sometimes I have a $30 item and they offer me 20. And maybe they go in fives, I'm thinking. I don't understand it, but apparently, do you do this? If you are a buyer as well, do you offer it in the amount of 5 or a nice round? To me, a round number is like 10, 20, 30, 40. I don't know. Number 2, many buyers have learned sellers counter. A lot of buyers expect this conversation. They offer $15, you counter 18 to 22. They accept. Not always. They do not always accept. Sometimes it sits there or sometimes they'll come back with, this is what drives me crazy. Instead of the $15 offer, then they'll counter 16. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Or even $16.50, or I've even had people, they'll go $16.25. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. So they're not necessarily expecting you to take the 15. I kind of think that a lot of buyers are. That's just me. I don't know. And don't get me wrong, there are times that I'm like, I've had this item long enough, I'll take the $15 offer, but it still just drives me crazy. Every time I see a $15 offer, I don't know why. They're testing your motivation. Buyers know some sellers just want inventory gone. They send the same offer to dozens of sellers and see who bites. So I do see that. I see that they send out offers on the same item to multiple people and to see who bites. And then that's when we start getting the cancellations. Sorry, I bought this from someone else, or sorry, it's the wrong size all of a sudden, or just a million different excuses, because they're just seeing who bites at that price, and pretty much the first one that takes it, they'll just accept and pay. I like to kind of think of this as, I hate to say it, this is kind of like an Amazon problem, I feel, because Amazon has caused this return policy mindset, which does affect a lot of small sellers. It really does, because we'll send the offers or we'll counter the offers. We'll accept. They'll, if you're, depending on how your store is, like on eBay or Poshmark, they'll say, you know, you can already have it set up so once it's accepted, they make the payment. And then that's when they will send cancellations. Luckily, I don't get that many cancellations, but the few ones I do, I can kind of tell it's because of this. Number 3. Oh, I've already done number 3. Number 4. $15 is common. Mentally spending limit. Many people are comfortable buying something for around 15 without thinking much about it. Crossing into the 20 to 30 range feels like a different purchase, so they try to pull everything back to that comfort zone. I have gotten a lot of messages that say like, well, I'm trying to save on tax, or I'm trying to, because of shipping. And don't get me wrong, shipping can be a whole different video. eBay shipping right now is all over the place. I mean, I have been starting getting chargebacks because items that are like 1 pound 14 ounces, I would just go put 2.1. I'm starting to get those chargebacks of like $2 or whatever, and I'm like, oh my gosh, really? So now it's time to ship rocks. No, not really. Don't ship rocks. But like, they gotta figure something out. It's crazy. Since you price at your recent solds, that's just me. What actually tells me about your pricing isn't the issue. The buyers are likely, I know it's worth around $25, but maybe the seller will take 15. This is true because there are a lot of sellers that don't discount their items. I just put my store on a pretty big discount sale, and there's some that are 50% off right now, and I've gotten even lower offers on that, and I replied with the same 50% offer and just put, sorry, I don't accept any offers on my 50% off sale. And then they'll just decline. I haven't had anyone really accept, but come on, it's already cheap. I'm not going to. That's just me. If you accept 1 out of every 10 of those offers, they still come out ahead overall. What I would do in your situation, based on everything we've talked about with your markdown strategy, I would chase these. These are just, now it's kind of making it more personalized towards me because I was talking to it about markdown strategies. So pretty much, for example, list price $20, typical lowball 15, counter 18 to 19. List price 25, typical lowball 15, counter 21 to 22. List price 30, typical lowball 15, counter 15 to 20, or 25 to 26. Eventually, when an item reaches your scheduled markdown, that's just on mine, the buyer who wants one of the 15 may finally get the price they want naturally. One thing I have noticed, buyers tend to be anchored on the first digit. A $19.99, can I get it for 15? 14. I do the 19 or the 99. I don't really know why, honestly. Do you do a nice round number like $25, or do you do $24.99? I would love to hear about that, if depending on what you do. I do the 99. I think it's like a psychology thing that I've learned doing like retail, like in store, and just kind of stuck with me. So, but once you've reached the $34.99 or $39.99, buyers often start offering $20 instead. Their anchor shifts to the next comfortable round number. So the $15 crowd is often shopping in the $20 to $30 range. Given your current strategy prices near recent solds, use age-based markdown. I was just talking about me. So the $15 offer is a psychological thing. What it's saying is they don't necessarily think that you'll accept it, but they're trying to enter that negotiation. And honestly, I think it's partial right. I think sometimes they do, and sometimes they do expect to get it for 15. And I don't know. And I guess because if the price is like $17. They'll put 15 sometimes. Sometimes they'll put 12. I don't know. I've been getting, here's another random number. This isn't related to eBay, but it's towards Depop. Depop, I've been getting the $13 offer. And is that because it's a younger crowd? A lot of my $20 items, I'm getting the $13 offer instead of the typical 15 that I get on eBay. I wonder if anyone else gets that or sees that. I'd love to know. I'm just always trying to understand the mind of the buyer, because honestly, I'd rather just things sell for what I have them listed at. I've been starting to try to increase my listings about 10% to kind of account for the offers. And I feel like my store has grown enough where it's comfortable. I've built that kind of status with it on pretty much all of the platforms. Even Depop's still new to me, but I've sold over 300 items now. So even then, I'm starting to do pretty good. I think I just like crossed like a little over 70 positive feedback, so that's awesome. I'm actually starting to like Depop. I was really skeptical at first, but it's pretty cool. So let me know, do you get the $15 offer? And if so, do you have a strategy you use to counter? Do you just say, hey, I'm gonna accept? Sometimes I have the tech and sports in my head, and he says, if it's not rare or valuable, just take the offer and use that money to reinvest into something better. So sometimes I have that in my head. I'm like, okay, accept. And then sometimes I'm like, no, I just listen to that, you know, and I'll counter. So I don't know. I go back and forth. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment below. Do you get that $15 offer? And what's your strategy with that? And subscribe if you want to catch more content like this. Please. We'll see you next time. Bye.